Hello and welcome along. I'm going to start this one just up on top of the Ramsgate tunnels here. There's a lot of history in there. It used to be to do with World War II, and there used to be a train track also. So here we are on top. I'm going to take you all the way down to that bit of land over there in the distance, which is Cliff's End, but we're going to start over on the harbour arm. So the next piece of footage you see, I should be over there in the harbour. Right, so now I've moved down to the harbour arm. So this is where there's counter-immigration boats and things like that in here, coast guards and fishing boats and things like that, and then the personal boats are over the other side over there, like the pleasure boats and things. This also, there's a shipbuilding yard here where they do a lot of work on ships and things like that. That building there is a museum, and then if we pan over, you'll see the main beach is this side, sandy beach, and then that building there with the scaffolding around it. You can zoom in on the sign. It's the Royal Victoria Pavilion, biggest Wetherspoons in England. Now, I'm just gonna carry on going down to the end of the pier here, where that building is. It looks a little bit like a boat. That's a restaurant, it's a brasserie. I'll do a little bit from there, and then I'm going to go over the other side of the harbour. There's some little shops and things along that side, and then we'll go along to the lighthouse, and then I'll show you along the top of the cliff up there. This is about as far as you can come along the harbour arm because of the restaurant, and there's chains there, but it's a nice little pan across there. You can see all the there's like pubs and restaurants and things over the other side, and then I'll take you through there in a minute though. There's a couple of tall ships that have come in recently just here. I don't know too much about them, but nice to see them in the harbour. So here is a brasserie restaurant. I haven't been there myself, apparently it's nice. Right on the end, and then the other harbour arm is over there with the lighthouse on it. I'm not going to bother going there actually, because it'd just be the same view but from about 10 feet away, and it takes about a mile to get there. And you've got some of the pleasure boats and fishing ones there. People actually live on them as well. Okay, get back to the other side. So here is the Wetherspoons, the biggest one in the country, from the front. And then if you pan across, there's a few restaurants and an arcade over there, Belgian bar, fish and chips, waterfront, Queen's Head pub, and several more like nightclubby restaurants and stuff down the other end there. I was going to try and walk along here, but it's going to be a bit difficult to film it the whole way. So I'll catch up when we get over there. Right, so here we are then, just a little bit further along, and on this corner here, if you go up that way by the Royal, there's the town. We do have a market there on a Friday now, so that's something quite good. Hasn't been there for about 10 years and they've started to put it back now. We'll jump for a little bit, show you where we're going. Side of there. So over there where that hill is, I'm going to go along the bottom and then over there to the old ferry port, and we'll come back along the top way. I'll show you some bits along there. Okay, so here we are along the bottom. It was very busy. I was going to walk along here, but there's a lot it doesn't look at the moment, but there was a lot of traffic. This is basically, there's a lot of little shops and things. We're filming this on a Monday, so not everything's open like it would be at the weekend. But I think there's a few cafes and bars just down there. There's a couple more up here. There's a bike rental place as well. If you want to grab a bike to tour around, it's quite a good idea. That's some of the boats that people are living on. Pretty cool. Right, I'm going to get down to the old ferry port, which is just down there, and then we'll catch up. Right, so we've just come from down there. That's where all the little shops and stuff were, just round that corner. This is the old ferry port. I don't know if you can see that sign. It's pretty much derelict now. You've got a building company in there that does, I don't know if you can see over the back there, it's like piles of sand and things. They also do the occasional car impulse, and I think, I'm not too sure if they still do, they still do a bit of livestock here as well, but that's pretty much it. Over the other side, where that van is, that's the old ferry terminal. It's where you used to go and get your tickets and things like that. And then they had a couple of berths up the end where you could get on. That's one of the things that it's gone in Ramsgate. It's been about 10 years or so, I believe, maybe a little bit more, since it's been fully operational. Down here, like the opposite direction, is the artificial beach. It might not look much, but that used to get really busy. People still come here, and there's the lift that people used to use back in the day, but that's all derelict and run down now as well. And then over there, them little shops that are all graffitied up, that used to be a nice little cafe, beach shop and whatever. Here's a Brett's lorry now. These are the ones that are still going through the port, doing sand and stuff, importing and exporting. They're about the only people who use it now. Anyway, so I'm going to ride along here. See, there's a big massive slope over there. We'll ride up that, or walk up that probably, and then show you there's a boating pool and stuff up on the top there. It's quite good. That's a good area to take your kids and things like that. I'll show you when we get there. This is the boating pool from the other side. I've come through. The boats aren't operational today, probably only weekends at the moment as it's school time. But on the left, there's a little bar. Do beers and local beers and coffee and tea and whatever. And then over that side, just built a shed. On that side, and they do pizza or fried breakfast and things like that. And you can also get it delivered from there. There's a little play park over the back you can't see. That's about it, but it's quite good. £5 I think for a boat. Take my little in here sometimes. You just pay in that little cafe over there, and you come down here and they get you on a boat. Like I said, I think it's only weekends at the moment, but this is worth noting. Again, only weekends, but they do an open top bus from here to Stone Bay and Broadstairs on Saturdays and Sundays, and obviously through the school holidays they do it every day. But that's the timetable and stuff if anybody's interested in the map. It's basically the route I've taken today in total. I haven't showed the beginning of it though. Anyway, I'm going to get down the end, down there, a little pub down there. Right, so this is the Bellevue pub, just down the end of where we was. If you get a sunset out here, it's absolutely lovely. So that's panning across now. The land that you can see is sandwiched in Deal, Richborough and then Deal. And you can see the pier just on the end sometimes. That little bit of trees in the way. Yeah, but the food's nice here. It's a Shepherd's Neame pub. The beer's okay. They've got a little pizza shack thing they open up, so you can eat. You can order pizza outside and things like that. Anyway, on to the next bit. Right, so I was just going to do my outro at the pub there at the Bellevue, but I thought I'll come home a different way, and I'll do it on my way home down this hill. So basically, you get to the end of here and then you'll be able to see through the little tunnel thing towards sort of where we was down at the artificial and the port. So, but before we get there, obviously, if you've liked it, please chuck a thumbs up on the thing for me. And if you want to see more sort of things like this, we also do holiday caravan reviews and things like that. We're toying with the idea of doing a Spanish thing at the moment because my sister's actually an expat, so we're thinking about doing going over there and do a Q&A sort of thing. But it's nice down here, so I thought I'd bring you along. And then set all the horse poo all over the floor. When we get around this corner, you'll sort of see where we are, or was. Down across the water. And then we'll end it here. So yeah, again, please give us a like and subscribe if you want. Share it with your friends and things like that. Yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.
Come on, let's get outside.